How do I save this stuff that I digitized or any other layer into the Google Earth format? Google Earth is the mapping program that's for free on the internet, and it has all sorts of background data, and a lot of people tend to use it for doing all sorts of interesting work. So how do I take the the buildings I just digitized, or the points or whatever, and save it as the KML file, which is the format used by Google? The way I do it is I go to Layer, Save Copy As, Save As, and the default format is shapefile because this is basically what almost GIS package out there uses. But as you can see, there are many other options available. I can save this into map info format, and those of you who are using map info, it's handy to know that you can get stuff in and out of here and back into map info. So there are a number of groups that are using map info, and it's a very powerful and good package. And there are other formats as well. One of the ones that you're really interested here is KML, and so you basically tell it that you want to give it a name and save the KML file, and then when you double click, if you have Google Earth installed, it would automatically bring up the points and display them for you using their own imagery, their own background. But that's all it takes. So with coordinate systems, well, what happened is that KML is latitude longitude, so it automatically puts it into latitude longitude whether you want it or not, and that's all there is to it. And you just put in here and save a file name here, so I'm going to call it KML file or whatever, and hopefully typing better than I do. And there we go, and you just say OK, and that's all there is to it. And then if you want to open a KML file that somebody has been working on, this is often something that happens, you can say add vector, and typically when we browse we look at shapefiles because that's been the default that we've been looking at. But as you can see, I can open GPX files. That's another way of opening getting that option to get the GPX files. And then here underneath that is KML and many other formats as well, as you can see here. And once again, I can see the map info options are available as well. So those of you working with map info will be able to get things in and out, as well as many other GIS packages are supported. So you would just say that you want to bring in that file, and you would open it, and once you open it, it'll probably be in latitude longitude. In this case, we're working UTM zone 12. So in that case, you would go to vector and export to the new projection and save it as a zone 12 file in order to be able to see it with everything else here. And that's all there is to working with KML files. So let's confirm that that KML file did show up in the right place. So we will open here the layer. We will tell it that we want to open a KML file. Oops. Browse files of type KML. And there's the KML file I created. I'll open it, and it doesn't show up in the right place. If I double click on it and look at general, I see that it's a latitude longitude file. You see long lat right there. So I need to translate that. So as I showed you before, vector data management, export to new projection. We will take the file that we just imported, the KML file, and we would create one that has a zone 12 projection, UTM 983 zone 12, and the output file will be, and we'll just call it KML2 or something like that. Say OK. Yes. close. And as you can see, the points came back to the exact same place. So we saved this file as a KML file, which meant that we could open it up in Google Earth, no problem. And we can bring it back in here. So you can see that getting data in and out of KML format is very simple using the tools in QGIS, and many other GIS packages have similar functionality.